Hey guys, this is Chauncey with Good Music to Know, and today we're joined by Samsara, a New York-based alternative rock band whose debut album, Whatever Helps You Sleep at Night, just dropped this year. The record brings together melodic grit, dynamic guitar work, and emotionally direct songwriting, moving between heavier alt-rock moments and reflective nostalgic tones. It definitely captures the band's current sonic and emotional direction in full form, and we're super stoked to have them here today, so welcome guys.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, of course. So whatever helps you sleep at night, maybe we can start with the title. It's maybe a bit defensive, ironic, guilty, dismissive, depending on the context of the album. So what emotional angle were you leaning into when you chose that to be the album title?
This might be a question for Dylan or Singer, who's unfortunately not here, sadly, but I'll answer to the best of my abilities. I remember we were all coming up with album names. He brought up a billion, and that was one of them. And we were all like, oh, that one's kind of the best one. And yeah, it was just kind of the fact that it was a long sentence. It kind of ties into some of the themes of what he's singing about a little bit too. And also just match the overall aesthetic vision of what the album cover is, the fire and stuff. Kind of just added to the, I don't know, cohesiveness of it. I think it was just mainly where it was at.
I agree with everything he's saying.
This next question these questions will mainly, I guess, be towards more the songwriting and singing, but I mean, you guys hang out with him, so you can still answer them. I know across the album, there's definitely a recurring pattern of relationship fallouts and blame cycles and emotional depletion. So did those songs come from one concentrated period in his life, or is it a theme you guys find yourself coming back to in general?
Some of the songs were written at different times. I think there's 3 songs on there that were maybe written a year or 2 ago that ended up being on the album. But I think all the storytelling of everything kind of works in a way. Not the right person probably to answer it.
I don't know. I feel with Dylan though, his songwriting, I don't know, it's developed a ton over the years. He would sing about relationships previously and it would be kind of poetry. I feel now it's more just a statement more than anything. I don't know if that kind of makes sense, but it's less positive and got more not anger, but frustrated in a way, without sounding like a psychopath. You know what I mean? But, and I don't know, I can't speak too much for him, but I think that's kind of where he was definitely coming from on that regard.
Especially on this album, a lot of the songs, they bounce between being super lovey and not really hating or being upset about whatever partner. I don't know if the person is arbitrary in any of these songs, but Can You Not Stay Any Longer is definitely not, Charlie said, positive or negative. Can You Not Stay Any Longer is more of a positive one, but Restless Nights is more of a positive one. Kind of something like Talking to a Stranger is somewhere in the middle. Miss Porter's somewhere in the middle. So Far Gone, he's you treat me like I'm nothing. That's definitely,
Yeah. Your sound pulls from alternative rock, but with heavier and more melodic edges, but without going fully aggressive or too soft, if that makes sense. So how intentional is that balance for you guys?
Well, when we were picking the order of songs on the album, we very much took into account how hard each of the songs goes. Something like Lexi and I'm Alive, those are probably the 2 hardest hitting songs on the album, where they're not as melodic, a little more just slamming. We didn't want to put those right next to each other. So you gotta put How Do You Say My Name, it's a little lower and slower.
I was just looking at the album last night. I was just going over again how we put it all together. It's like a wave when you look at it. It starts off high energy, but it's not Lexi or Live, It's still up there, giving you that attention and energy. It starts to go even higher after that, you know? And then towards the end, it drops down, and then it ends off with a nice, all right, dynamics.
Even not looking at it as the songs in the context of each other. I think if you're just looking at the kind of boxes that we check as a band, even if you look back at our old stuff, our first EP, we had By Your Side, which is a super it's super mellow, distorted, but then we have Tell Us Your Name is fucking slamming. We still achieve that same thing on this album, but across more songs, and in general we just really found our sound. Everything kind of met in the middle a little more. We don't have anything as crazy riff based Tell Us Your Name anymore, but the closest we have to that is Lexi. But I feel everything's a little more follows a strict sound, even though all the songs don't sound the same.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I also do think like it was very intentional, kind of the sound that we wanted to give. Like I'm specifically trying to like hone into a certain type of person, and like I almost get to like act in a way. Biggest influence would be like The Edge from U2, where it's like atmospheric more. I feel like definitely with like the songs in this album, like the production behind it was definitely more just like portray a vibe. There was like a lot of intentionality in that, like using acoustic guitars or whatever, or like should we add a tambourine or something? I don't think we ever had a tambourine, but we definitely like threw shit at the wall, you know?
Yo, Charlie, I'm not gonna lie. I was listening to Can You Not last night, and I was like, damn, bro, I wish I would have put the tambourine in there.
Also just like the role everybody plays in the band, like especially with all the guitars. Like Charlie was saying, like the atmospheric, like the Edge stuff. Like Charlie's definitely like the guitar wizard guy. Like you be putting like all the crazy sounds that you hear. I found out over the years, I kind of like, because there's old songs where I used to like go higher up on the neck and play like melodies, but I kind of realized like that's not really my thing. I think my guitar suits better as just like holding down like the chords and like the low end, like a little more of like a chunkier like rhythm sound.
For this album, everybody's definitely figured out the right thing that everybody does without really thinking about it. It just like became this sound that like I feel like we didn't think we were gonna come across. Now we got 3 guitar players. Our singer Dylan plays guitar too, but he's not doing what Charlie and Brennan are doing. It's like a totally different thing. He'll like bring out a chord or do something really small, you know, and they're holding it down and doing all this, but it all like works together somehow. I still don't understand it, to be honest.
I have a tough time like describing our sound to people. Like when I tell people about Samsara and they're like, "Oh, like what kind of music do you make?" Like usually just say alternative rock, but that's such a broad thing.
Yeah.
I feel like you really just need to listen to the album to understand like what we're about.
I know the album opens with Mrs. Porter, which is kind of sick because it opens with that like extended instrumental intro. That intro feels like it creates tension and anticipation before like the vocals arrive, which is really cool. I've been watching a lot of that WWE Unreal show on Netflix, so the minute I heard the introduction, for some reason I thought that.
Wait, that's so cool though.
That's like a wrestler like walking out or something. Like,
yeah. What made that feel like the right way to introduce the album sonically?
You kind of explained it well. Like it created a vibe, you know? It was like tension when the song comes in. For me, I feel like having any other song start the album didn't really make much sense. Either it was too in your face or boring, you know, just to start the album. I love all the songs. Someone was telling me that they wanted Everest to like start the album. Like at some point I almost got convinced because it's a different thing for us. We've never had something that starts off very calm and just like cool, chill vibe, you know? Everything we do is very in your face, and that's the type of band we kind of are. We love the energy and everything, but it also worked for that song to be the ender because it's just like the end of like a sentence. Mrs. Porter just felt right.
I also feel like Mrs. Porter is kind of just has like the best of everything in it. Like I was saying before, like how certain songs are like on the crazier side and some are on the lighter side. So the lighter side would be like Everest and like Restless Nights, Can You Not Stay Any Longer? But then like, you know, we got Lexi and I'm Alive on like the heavier side. I feel like Mrs. Porter is like right in the middle. Like it has like the best of everything. Like we got that like dragging intro and then like super catchy, like sappy verses and choruses, and then we like slam at the end with like the riff, kind of like we do on like How Do You Say My Name. I feel like that song is just like a journey. It travels through like every aspect of like the other songs with how they like slow down and, you know, speed up. And
I was going to ask about Everest. So I know you close the album with Everest, which is super cool because it brings in height and summit imagery alongside themes of love and like emotional overwhelm. It's almost like the peaks and flows of a relationship. All of that is kind of covered within Everest. So how did you know that this was a track you wanted to end the record with? Was it always Everest? Because I know there's some other mellow songs on the track, or did you guys just know it was going last?
We were pretty set on Everest from the beginning. I don't know. It just felt like that.
Yeah, it was like pretty much like unanimous. Start with Mrs. Porter, end with Everest, because like of how drastically different and also calm it is, and it leads into that like big ending. It just kind of like fit. Like some albums have like that 9-minute long ender or whatever. That's like art, you know, like.
Yeah.
I also feel like Everest, this is just me personally, and just some of what I've heard from people who listen to the album. I feel like Everest is like one of the most polarizing songs on the album. Like, I think not everybody's gonna like that song, but if you like it, you're really gonna like it. Like, you know, those people who like the more slow songs, like obviously you're gonna like Everest. But I don't know, I've even seen like, you know, people who like only listen to metal and stuff be like, yo, Everest slams, especially the easy like wall of sound where we in like the last, you know, third of that song. And so I think, you know, saving that for the end was definitely I think Everest is our most like experimental song that we've done, or just the most we've gone out of the box. So it just kind of made sense, like, oh, we end it with that. Like, you know, ordering the songs on the album came super naturally for some reason. Like, I feel like we didn't really disagree on anything. It was all like, this works really well. This also works really well. It's, you know, like Mrs. Porter we knew was the beginning. Everest we knew was going to be at the end. And then, I don't know, something about Can You Not Stay Any Longer coming after Mrs. Porter just made sense. Like, we always play those together live. And again, those songs have been around for around like a year and a half now. So we've had some time to sit with it. And like, also, it's really important, like, when we've been playing these songs live, not all of them because some of these are brand new, but like seeing how the crowd reacts to them, seeing just how it works, like transitionally, like when we put it in the set, like knowing all of that and knowing how people reacted to it helped us just know, like, in the back of our heads, like, okay, this makes sense, this works. Yeah, you listen to some of our songs like Awake, you listen to the recording and you listen to us playing it live, the energy is so different. Like, it sounds like a different song. It's crazy.
Some songs have the opportunity to mess with it a little bit, you know? And that's something that I feel like just kind of happened naturally with us. I don't know. Like with Awake, we'll extend like a part of the song and get people hyped and kind of mess with it a little bit to get some more energy, you know? I find it so fascinating that we're able to do that, you know? Because there's a lot of songs you listen to and it's like, all right, that's how you play it live, you know? That's cool, you know, that's awesome. I have no problem with that. But the fact that we've figured out that we can manipulate the song a little bit and still have it be the same song, you know, I think that's like something crazy we do. We never talked about that before, honestly, I don't think.
Also, just like, I remember when we were rehearsing for this show, this was like one of our earlier rehearsals where we were like really running this set, like we were going to play it at the show. I'm talking about the album release show that we had on the 29th. By the way, it was awesome. We were just like running the set and like we found out like Lexi ends on like the same note that How Do You Say My Name starts on, and those songs are like right next to each other anyways. And I don't even think we spoke it out before trying this. We just ended up ending Lexi. We all look at the set and we're like, oh, How Do You Say My Name comes next. And we all just started vamping on the note that How Do You Say My Name starts on. Yeah. And we finished How Do You Say My Name. We were like, dude, that transition was awesome. Can we do that at the show? And it was one of those things that just came super naturally just from us like running the set. It was really cool. Like, it's not like we planned that transition when we were ordering the songs on the album. But
yeah, that was cool. I thought I was like, I looked at you and I was like, oh, sick.
That was cool.
And what do you hope listeners take away when they reach the very last track? Is it like a feeling? Is it a certain emotion? What do you hope they take away from the album?
That they say that Samsara is the only good band.
I would like them to end it with like a feeling of like, damn, this is something different. I don't know. I feel like personally it's something different, you know? Especially for people that have been sticking around with us for years. I really expect them to have a feeling, or I want them to, just because they've heard all the stuff that we've ever put out and everything has a vibe, but this one album is way beyond like what I thought we were able to do, you know? Like, it's kind of mind-blowing to me, you know? The whole process of recording it, everything with making the songs was like an incredible process that we all had, you know, the privilege to do together, you know? I just want that to come across well, you know, on the album, and I feel like it does.
Yeah, I definitely feel like sad when I listen to a lot of these songs. I also feel hype.
Yeah.
I get like pumped up. Like, I feel like a lot of those songs work as like, you know, like good like gym songs. But I really just hope like you get to the end of the album and like at least one song like really stuck with you. I can't say like, oh, I hope this song made you more sad than all of the other ones, because I don't think every song on the album like seeks to spark the same emotion in the listener. I just hope like one of them really stuck with you.
You know, it's our debut album. Like, it's our first ever one. So I think with all that being said, I think we did our best. We spent a lot of time on this thing. All you can really hope for that somebody would feel is that they enjoyed it. at the same time, I hope it also kind of establishes like, at least as like on the instrumental side, because like, I don't think any of us really had any partaking of the lyrics. Like we all brought it to make this like cohesive vibe behind the lyrics, you know what I mean? And like with the production and all that, I hope that that's heard. I think it's like a really, really solid album, and it holds its own against other contemporary releases. So I hope that people like feel that way about it and enjoy it for what it is.
I'm so impressed by all of these guys.
Also, don't people like can compare it to some of our old stuff, like some of the old singles, and just see like the progression? There's like a lot of glimpses of what we used to be about, or what we thought our sound was going to be, like what we thought was going to be like the end all.
Yeah.
You could really see a lot of glimpses of an inspiration and just kind of things that carried over from our old singles. I really hope people just see that progression and see like how everything just kind of like we didn't take like a full 180. We just kind of took the best of all of our old shit and like
elevated it. Yeah.
As much as this album did really take a long time to come out, like I'm really happy we took our time with it. I think this final product is like just the result of so many years of playing together and like perfecting like what we really wanted.
Yeah. And do you guys have a favorite track from the album, or a favorite track that you'd love to play live?
Talking to a Stranger, my favorite.
Talking to a Stranger is the best.
Talking to Stranger's fun. I do really like playing Mrs. Porter though.
That's a good one.
I like playing Lexi live, but like biased. Like I just like being able to headbang and stuff.
Is there a song that people mosh to the most from the album? Have you which one? I'm just curious. Is it Lexi? I can imagine people moshing to Lexi.
Yeah.
I can also maybe imagine it to Miss Porter. Well, I guess it depends on like how hyped they are. But I mean, technically, you could do it to almost all of them if the vibe is right in the room. But yeah.
I think it'll sneak up on you. You never really know. It also depends on the crowd. Like if we played a show with a bunch of college kids who are all like way too drunk and underage or whatever, like they're gonna be like way more eager to mosh to like every single note you play. Versus if you play like in New York City and it's all a bunch of hipsters who are like starting to get like a little bit older, and they're like, they got IPA in their hand and they're like, oh, like I don't want to spill my IPA, like
like the geriatric group,
everything.
I saw a lot of people singing along to Mrs. Porter. I feel like it's one of those where it's like, I'm just killing time. Like it's like it's a big call out, like something for the crowd to join in on.
That was such a cool thing for us to see too. Everybody singing to the songs, like we just put the album out like 2 days before that, and people were like dead ass singing everything. I have friends in the crowd who were recording, and I hear people yelling and stuff, and I thought that was so cool.
I think every song like has its moment for a mosh. Like Miss Porter at the end, I could see a little bit at the end of How Do You Say My Name, So Far Gone, for the right crowd. Maybe not like any crowd killing or like, stage dives, but definitely a little dance pit would suffice.
Correct. Yeah. I feel like our songs are something you can like hit a little shimmy to more than anything. You know what I mean? Like when I like listen to our music, I imagine like you're kind of like doing one of these, like just kind of like maybe like giving a sway or something. It's equal parts cool as a mosh pit of like people like pushing into each other, in my opinion. I mean, there's like different times.
People that are like nodding their heads and swaying, like they're probably really focused on what we're doing. I mean, I saw this band Inhaler doing that, but I was so focused on their playing and like listening to the songs, so maybe they're really into it,
And right now, I know you got we talked about like the sound evolution from like where you started to like how this is a more elevated album with the sound. So right now, are you feeling more pulled toward pushing heavier, more melodic, more experimental? Is it something that's like still unfolding?
Still unfolding. I really like the mix of all of what you just said, though. Like if we just stuck to one and had an album of all heavy, all melodic, like super melodic, no moshing, no mosh material, like I think it would just kind of be a little too one-dimensional for us. Like I think we do all of those different like styles really, really well. The mix we had on this album of every style is like really cool. I think I'd want to stick with that. But, let's see where the wind takes us.
Yes, I think everybody's genres in the band that they like, because we all listen to different music, I think it covers everything in the album, too.
It's a mosh of everything that you guys like to create this, like, full sound.
Yes.
But I can imagine, like, people will ask you, would you ever go heavier? Would you ever go more melodic? But like you said, I quite like it when it's a mixture of everything because each song keeps you on your toes, keeps you guessing. So it's nice that you guys have, a little bit of all those elements sprinkled in there. So it's pretty cool. What's on the agenda for you guys for 2026? I know you're already touring, right? For the new album?
We got 2 gigs this month. We're playing at the Massapequa Veterans Hall. I forget the name exactly. And we're also playing the Meadows with Good Terms. It's going to be a good show.
Well, the VFW one's going to be fun. It's like a DIY space kind of deal at like a Veterans Hall. It's a good time. It's a wide variety of shows there, but a majority of it's like hardcore. It's really interesting to go there. It's like all like lit up with like ceiling like lights and like it's all mirrors on the side. It's funny.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And it's with a bunch of local bands too, which is awesome.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a huge open space too, like a lot of room for like, the crowd to get busy.
Yeah, that'll be sick. We need to get you guys over to Europe for a show.
It would be awesome.
Gonna be trying to get started on the next album too. We don't want to take too long we want to like keep it rolling like with new music.
Have you guys already started planning for the next album already, or are you still just kind of living in the moment? Like you just released this one.
I think we're still living in the moment.
Yeah. But yeah, I think those are like the main questions that I had for you guys. But are there any final words that you would like to leave your fans with?
Thank you for all the love on the new album. It's been crazy how many positive like reviews we've been getting from, like returning fans, but also like how many new fans we've been getting, like reaching out and just saying like, yo, I love what you guys are doing. And it's crazy. It's like, just like surreal. Like I'm really grateful.